Hey everybody, it's Chris. Guess what? Look, more stickers. Yay! Okay, so we got to babysit kids this weekend and I don't want to be in the kitchen and cooking, so we are going to do another protein prep for you. So we got these on sale. $5.49 used to be $7.32. Let me do the math and tell you how much that's off. Okay, I got one of them done. Okay, so this $5.49, regular $3.39 a pound, down to $2.54 a pound. So that's kind of good. So I got 4 of those. The whole chicken went down from $11.60 to $8.70. So let me calculate that real quick because I am not doing math in my head. $1.49 a pound for the chicken. And then this is the 7327 grind, which I like. It's got good flavor. It's going to produce a lot of fat, but dang, does it taste good. Okay, hang on. This is 3.461 pounds. Regular $5.89. Oh, I kicked y'all. $4.41. I'd say for ground beef in today's prices, today is the 17th of July, 2026. There you go. So if anybody in your family has the ability to go to your stores before noon, because it's 11:52 now, before noon, usually I like to do this before holidays and whatnot. This is kind of a special thing because I know I'm going to be babysitting kids and not have time, and we've got a lot of manual labor that we've got to do in the next couple days. So all I want to do is be able to come back, wash my hands, throw sides together, and rock and roll. So I'm thinking we're going to roast this chicken because that just sounds good. And I'm thinking we're going to make chicken cordon bleu. And we just harvested a ton of our own bell peppers. So we're going to make unstuffed bell peppers with this. So if you want to see what's going to happen to all these cheapies, stick around. Here we go. Okay, y'all, first up, chicken cordon bleu. Now, I went to my local grocery store. It's called Schnucks. And they had a coupon for, because I didn't have any, I've got cheese in there, but I don't have any deli meat. So they had a coupon in there, spend $10 at the deli and get $2.50 off. So I bought the ham for the chicken cordon bleu, and then I got mine and Greg's favorites. His potato salad was on sale, $4.20, and my broccoli salad was on sale, and I got this for $1.82. So this is gonna be our splurge for Friday, and we're gonna use the ham, which I had a coupon for the chicken cordon bleu. All right, time to get this guy prepped. We are going to spatchcock him because it's just easier to cook. And I think you guys have seen me do this before, but spatchcocking is just pulling the back out. And I have very, very weak wrist strength, so this will be easier for some of you guys. And I've learned that the only way this works for me is I got to flip this bird around and go the other way. I just can't do it. And, you know, trigger alert. If you don't like the sound of bones cracking, just hit mute. This section right here always gets me. I don't know why. Oh, got it. Next one. There's the breastbone. Take a knife, karate chop it, flip your bird over, give it one press of CPR, and you've got a spatchcock chicken. Boom. Now, why do we do this? This will allow the chicken to cook more evenly and thoroughly with less amount of time. All you need to do now, oil it, season it, chuck it in the oven, cook it to your desired temperature, which I like about 155, 160. And then I let it come up to 165 when I pull it out. So that's the prep on this one. We're probably going to do chicken seasoning, a little bit of olive oil. And once the banana bread comes out, she's going in. All right, here we go. I'm cheating. Grease your bird. I'm not worried about the other side because all that's bones. Somebody's like, oh, flip it and season the other side. No, ain't nothing on the other side except bones. We ain't eating that stuff. Don't waste your ingredients. Oh, chicken seasoning. Chicken seasoning. Different than poultry seasoning. taste completely different. I don't know what they do because I buy it as a blend, and I have bought, oh, I got this from Soulard Spice Shop, and it is amazing. Okay, good enough. I dumped a little bit, but that's okay. All right, she's going in the oven till she's done. Next, so we can eat tonight, unstuffed bell peppers. First thing we gotta do is season and cook up some ground beef. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook up all of this. Actually, I'm gonna cook up half of it because I'm gonna burger patty the rest of this, and we're gonna add stuff to it. It's gonna be way good. So what's half? I think it's like 1.25 pounds. Oh no, that's like 1.5 pounds. 1.75 pounds. That's 1.75 pounds, almost 2 pounds. We're gonna zhuzh this and start our unstuffed bell peppers. All right, let's turn this on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a little bit of olive oil just so it doesn't stick. And then we're gonna do our regular quadruple effect on the seasonings. So what do we got? Onion powder. I mean, this is like, we do this to everything. Garlic powder. Because I'm gonna pull an Emeril Lagasse and go, I don't know about where you get your hamburger from, but my hamburger ain't seasoned. Black pepper. And instead of regular salt, I'm gonna hit it with some Lowry's. All right. Oh, come on, machine. There you go. This guy, game changer. I'll link it in the description. This is a must-have. All right. Now, we let her rip till we get some good Maillard color on here. And then we move on to the next step. All right, y'all, we are gonna pull some of this hamburger out of here because I wanna use the grease that's in the bottom of this pan to saute all the vegetables that Greg is currently chopping for me. If you've watched previous videos, you know that I love to eat tomatoes, but tomatoes don't like me as far as the acid goes. I can't chop them up because it makes my fingers swell up so bad. I can't even bend my knuckles. Weird, but it's what it is. So he's doing some onions for me. He's going to do the bell peppers, and he's going to do the tomatoes. And we're going to use this grease out of this ground beef to do all the sauteing. So that's next. All right, Greg is amazing. He's got the onions and the bell peppers in, and we are going to saute them in the pork or in the beef fat. I'll probably put some salt and pepper on them just to get them to release their juices. Next is tomatoes, broth, and rice. Y'all, I wish you had smell-o-vision. These are our onions that we grew this year, and these are our bell peppers that we grew this year, and oh, man, does it smell good in here. Okay, these have softened up nicely. I am going to use tomato paste, some Italian seasoning, and some broth instead of opening up a quart of our tomato sauce because this recipe only calls for a cup, and that's like 4 cups. And I don't have any recipes that I would want to use that amount of tomato sauce. So we're just going to do a paste and add some extra chicken stock. Because this calls for 3 cups of chicken stock, and I figure if I do 2 pints of chicken stock and a tomato paste, we should have that covered. There's 1. Here's 2. This is our chicken stock. Greg's over there finalizing, chopping up our homegrown plum tomatoes, which also smell fantastic. We're going to toss some Italian seasoning in here. And then next is rice. Greg so kindly chopped up about 1 pound of our tomatoes for diced tomatoes. Those are going in. Oh, this looks so good. What do you think, Greg? Oh, Need Worcestershire sauce. Okay, we need some W sauce. Not that much. Perfect. And then we need 2 cups of rice. And then we're going to let it simmer for about a half an hour. 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2. All right. We'll bring it up to a boil, take it down to a simmer, and this will be ready in about 30 minutes. Oh, you want to taste for flavor? Oh, this looks so good. And 3 of the ingredients are ours. The rice is crunchy. Don't judge the rice. Don't judge the rice. Flavor. Does it need something?
More garlic.
Okay. We need more garlic. I don't think I put any in there. Okay, y'all. Don't tell him. The garlic's in now. I did the on the meat garlic, but not. Let's see if the salt and pepper is good too. Black pepper. And yes, the rice is crunchy. Yep. There we go. Lid on. All right, y'all. Almost forgot to film this. I got some blueberry jam, some of our homemade blueberry jam out of the refrigerator because it's open, and I added a big old blob to the mix because I feel like the tomato acid is too tomatoey. And so this is going to add some sugar to it, cut that acidity, and it's not going to overpower the sugar flavor. And you're not going to taste the blueberries. It's just going to cut that edge off. I do this in my chili too. So there's your pro hack for the day. If you get to a point to where you're in a recipe and you're like, man, this is too tomatoey, grape jelly is the best, but blueberry is the second best. So the roasted chicken turned out wonderful. We did have to put it in for a little bit longer. So I want to say it went a little bit over an hour total, but it turned out fantastic. And we've been eating on it for several days and it has just been wonderful. Now, y'all, this dish was the absolute favorite. Unstuffed bell peppers, we made a ton. This is a 5 or a 6 quart Dutch oven, and it went a long way. So we ate on that for a while. I waited the next day to finish this chicken. This chicken ended up, we did 2 chicken cordon bleus and we ate those for dinner, and they lasted for a couple lunches as well. The rest of it, I'm going ahead and you're watching me piece it out. I'm going ahead and pulling the breast off of the bones and then taking the skin off. And then I am pulling out the tenderloin. So I'm going to package up 2 breasts per after I pull the 2 for the chicken cordon bleus, and then I'm going to package the tenderloins, which would be 8 tenderloins, in each in a bag by themselves, so we have separate tenderloins when we're ready to make homemade chicken nuggets. So I did dice up to make some chicken for chicken salad, and we have still been enjoying this as well. These chicken cordon bleus turned out amazing too. I am kind of digging the Swiss cheese and the hard salami. I think that's a new winner. So we vacuum sealed the chicken, put it in the freezer, and now we've got a couple more meals that we can eat on later. So like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until we see you on the next video, bye y'all.